What's up everybody, welcome back to another reaction video. This time I found videos where they basically put a group of people inside of a room trying to figure out who the odd one out is. In this case they chose I think 6 Asians and 1 non-Asian, and then they have to sort of debate it out and vote it out, and yeah, let's just check it out and see how that goes.
We brought together 7 Asians, blindfolded.
I'm Asian.
I'm Asian.
I am Asian.
I'm Asian.
I'm Asian.
I'm Asian.
I'm Mexican.
One is a liar. If the group discovers who the liar is,
So even the Mexican one looked kind of Asian-ish, and some of the Asians
if the liar
look
survives,
Asian.
they win the entire prize. This
Oh, it's a prize.
is
Okay.
Odd Man Out.
Hi, my name is Chriselle and I'm the first person in line.
Hi, my name is Josh and I'm the second person in line.
My name is Brianna. I'm the 3rd person in line.
My name is Zaldi, and I am the 4th person in line.
Have
I'm
odd
Aaron.
names.
I am the 5th person in line.
My name is Michelle. I'm the 6th person in line.
I'm Preet, and I'm the 7th person in line.
Okay, I think Cree
I'll
is a
start.
giveaway that he's Indian.
No shoes inside the house,
But okay.
plain and simple. I mean, most Asian parents probably have.
See, yeah, it's true that most Asians, as far as I know, they don't wear shoes inside of their house. There are obviously Asians who still do, especially if they're in America. But for example, Swedish people, they take off their shoes as soon as they enter the door as well. So it's not just an Asian thing. And for sure, there are Asians who don't do that as well.
I don't know if this was like specific to Filipinos. They always said like not to sleep with your feet facing the door because the ghosts can take you or something like that.
We had it. We
Sure.
don't sleep facing the mirror.
Okay,
Why?
that makes sense. My strategy going into the game is trying to ask about different cultural nuances that people have experienced, because a lot of people like Asian culture, a lot of people like Asian food, a lot of people like Asian women.
Were any of you guys born in your native countries? Or
Nope.
were you guys born
I'm a 3rd generation. I was born in Whittier, so it's like really white there, but my parents came from India, and yeah, they were just here to come for a better life, so.
Can we talk about like things that your non-Asian friends didn't get that you had to do?
They didn't get that I liked Spam.
Oh, I love Spam.
One thing I didn't get, anytime I would spend the night at my like non-Asian friend's house, particularly my white friends, I noticed some of them, like if they would get into arguments with their parents and they would argue back really hard, and I was thinking to myself, I would never do that with my mom.
Yeah, no, I think that's actually, no, that it depends again what kind of Asian you are, but I think culturally, speaking back to your parents is super disrespectful. It's just like your parents is also like elderly in general. But in my family, not that I didn't do it, but if we did, it's not something that you would want in your house. And they kind of teach you ever since you're a kid that you have to show respect to pretty much people that are older than you.
White people call their parents by their first name?
I was just gonna
Like,
ask
how
that.
can you do
Yeah, we don't do that
If I
either.
called my mom and dad their first name, they would have just like, nah.
I personally thought the mole was going to be like this white, like anime lover.
I did think the mole was white.
I did think the mole was white, yes. Just because I have like a lot of friends and family that like are Asian, but they are married to someone that usually is white. So just going off of, I guess, like prior judgment, I kind of just made that call.
Does everyone speak in their native tongue fluently?
I am not fluent.
I can understand it, and
Or do you guys have like a Asian name?
Yes.
My Asian name is.
My Asian name is Du Bois.
I feel like there's someone here who hasn't spoken much.
Yeah, I feel like that would be a good indication of like just me like being like the quiet one in the group. I felt like that kind of just like gave it away that I was.
She looks Asian, man. She looks a little bit of
My
Asian.
parents are like whitewashed, so.
Yeah, see, a lot of these people are like their generation or maybe even later, and I think that's a good enough reason for me not to speak the hometown language. Like, I'm like technically I'm a 2nd gen, my 1st gen, but I would say I speak Thai fluently, but it's not perfect. It's if you're a native Thai, you would definitely hear that my Thai is pretty whitewashed or whatever.
It's like I barely like I'm not fluent in our native language, but
Did they give you a name?
I have a American name. It's just Brianna. Yeah.
I was like, I feel like every Asian has a Asian name.
Oh, where are
Nope,
you from?
I don't have. Well,
I'm Japanese.
Oh, cool.
Have a unique name as
Japanese
is.
one. When do you celebrate New Year?
January 1st.
Okay.
I didn't think I would be as nervous as I was, but once they started asking like the tougher questions, I kind of was like trying to think fast.
Have any of you guys been back to or have been to your native countries?
I've never been to
Never
India.
been?
Really?
Well, for those of you who have been, when was the last time that you went?
I went 2013 because my sister just got married to a white guy.
All the stereotypes that were discussed were definitely valid questions. However, I don't think that's like the best way to judge if someone is Asian or not.
I voted for Josh because he was very quiet. I would think that the mole didn't want to reveal himself too much.
A lot of her answers
Wait, which was
weren't
Josh?
too detailed.
I hate to be stereotypical, but it was the way that he sounded.
I feel like Mexicans.
Wait. Did she just get outvoted in the first round? Well, I'm not really sure what the merits were. And also her face bedazzlement, no, I don't like it.
Asians are kind of like, we have a lot of similarities. You feel like you're kind of in the middle. Oh, I'm like Chinese, but I'm American, so it's like, which culture are you more?
So Josh, tell me about like when there's a disagreement with your parents. How does that usually go?
Oh, dude, honestly, man, it's my parents' way or the highway.
Like what happens if like you really piss them off? Like when you were younger. Me growing up.
I think you're trying to get at, the Asian parents beat their kid and whatnot. But again, if they're like third gen, I don't think that will happen much anymore, especially if you're in a different country.
I just saw a stark difference between how my Asian friends act around parents versus my non-Asian friends act around their parents.
We were pretty like Americanized, or I mean, I grew up pretty Americanized, so like I never really had too much of a disagreement with my parents. I would always kind of just like follow their way.
Chriselle, when was the last time your mom or your parent, dad told you that they loved you?
I just felt like he was trying to steer the conversation away from him. So just going off of that, I felt like he was definitely the mole.
I'm actually kind of estranged from my parents, but like I'm kind of like trying to rebuild with my mom. She used to never say that she loved me, but now every time that we do talk, she does, because it's kind of complicated.
And if you guys ever get in a real big conflict, did they ever apologize at all? Or?
No,
Oh,
never.
no.
I mean, my parents.
And that's partially why I'm kind of estranged from, especially my dad. Like that's why I'm kind of estranged. My parents are divorced, by the way, which was unheard of. Filipinos are Catholic and they like don't divorce.
Yeah, I think even in my culture, not only do your parents kind of like last forever, but I'm also kind of in the same situation where your parents would never really say like emotional things, I suppose. Things like I love you or I'm sorry, things like that are kind of rare in an Asian household. At least it was for me, and I think for the most part for everybody else too. Because I think in Asian culture it's more important how to like raise their kids right compared to like raising their kids to be loved. I mean, sure, don't get me wrong, Asian parents love their kids, but they show it in a different way.
I'm gonna be racist. In my perception, a lot of like white families go through like divorce, but also she just sounded very like Americanized.
What's the most Cambodian thing about you?
Oh god.
This dude is ripped.
Well, we'd go to the New Year's in April every year. We have a big festival.
What's your favorite Cambodian food?
Oh, it's like bulk sauce. Have you heard of it?
What is it?
Bulk sauce, fermented fish.
Oh, no.
That's like the one thing non-Cambodians can never stand because it's like it smells bad, it looks bad.
You said that you're third generation, right?
Sorry, no, I'm first generation.
Oh, first generation.
American.
Why
I'm
did
so
I hear
sorry.
someone say third generation?
I said third by
Oh,
accident.
you did. Okay.
I said third by accident.
Okay.
I'm first
that sounds
generation.
like
So your parents immigrated here.
Yes, back in 1986 and then 1990.
Okay. And what
And
part
do you have a
of
girlfriend?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
when he said he was
I mean, the mole is already out, right? So they're all just battling out each other. But I like how sometimes they try to question something, like trying to put them on the spot. But then when they give an answer, they can't really like fact check or anything. So it's just kind of like, oh, okay, I'm gonna take your word for it. Or, if you hesitate, I guess you're out.
third generation, and then he backed up and said, "Oh no, I'm first generation."
Yeah,
That
was
was
sus.
kind of a red
I
flag
would
to
have
me.
picked up on that
I meant to
too,
say
but-
third generation Christian because my family was Hindu before. I meant to say first generation American.
Wow.
after she talked about the relationship with her parents, raised a little doubt in my mind.
The three people that were to my left were giving just such great answers. My boy Josh was just kind of piggybacking off those answers.
In terms of being like estranged or cutting them out, it's not something that you typically hear when it comes to Asian families. I do think that not fitting into those stereotypes is what got me out.
Raise your hand if you have any doubts and would like to continue the game.
Did you guys ever like talk to your parents about like your mental health growing up?
No,
that wasn't ever part of our culture.
But I feel like, I mean, yeah, they're very like, what does that even mean? Like therapy?
Yeah.
No. But I feel like, you know, times are changing and like,
if you
just talk about it with
That's
them,
true.
they're always there to understand, but.
Did you ever have the talk, like the birds and the bees talk with?
Oh,
No.
Lord.
Nope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
I don't think I had either. I think. Did we talk about the birds and the bees? I think. I mean, I come from Sweden, right? So we have we had like sex education. So I kind of learned that stuff in school. But now that I think of it, I don't think my parents really talked about the birds and the bees with me. I'm pretty sure they might have mentioned. I think when I was old enough that I've already learned about that stuff, my parents were like, you know, you should be married before having sex. Pretty much. I think that's the only talk they've had with me. And I don't think we've actually had more talks than just that.
I had to like figure it out myself. Did your parents let you like date
Figure out
in high
myself,
school or even like
yes.
middle school?
No, because it was more
Maybe
like
it's an American thing.
like you weren't ready type of thing.
My parents were always like, don't date growing up. And then
Same.
now I'm like, okay, I didn't date. And now I'm like single and they're
Yeah.
like, go date. You
Now
know,
my
it's
dad's like, yo, where my
feels
grandchildren?
bad, man.
Are you guys into like any like Asian trends, I guess?
I mean, if TikTok is a trend.
I gotta say, like, I do like K-pop. Not BTS, but some of the older ones, like Girls' Generation. I like
It doesn't
them.
look like the type of
And then Super Junior.
K-pop,
I mean,
but
I'm
then-
sure you're a fan of like the any song, you know.
To anyone?
There's like some trend going on, like people doing videos of like, dun, 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 you know, like this
I don't know
thing.
what you're
Yeah, I'm not
talking
like super
about.
into K-pop, but
Okay,
like,
I was
it's
like-
like,
I was like, if you're into K-pop, you should know that though, because
No,
it's a
I mean,
really
if
big
it
thing.
comes up on like Apple Music, then yeah, I'll listen to it.
I'm not too sure who any of those people are,
Yeah,
to be honest.
I don't know anything about K-pop.
Yeah. Wait, where'd you say your parents are from?
They're from
Where in India?
India, but we live in Ontario, California.
Oh,
right
but
now.
where in India?
Gujarat. No one really knows where Gujarat
What are
is.
your parents' names?
My parents?
Yeah.
My mom's name is actually Spanish, so her name's Leona, but she goes by Ina now, and then my dad's name is Ashish.
My parents have super white names actually. It's Ellen and Dennis. It's like, what?
That's pretty white, yep.
When you said that your parents had white names, did you think that people would look a bit suspicious?
A part of me, yes. And then someone next to me asked, oh, what are their Asian names? And I was like, oh gosh, I don't even know.
And their birth names?
I actually don't. Youngjin, and my mom's is, I'm not really sure.
So just to say that I'm not Asian, I don't have any arm hair if you guys want to feel.
What?
I don't have any arm
I
hair.
mean, I'll
just a-
feel.
See, I think that's, again, it depends on what kind of Asians you are, but usually, I guess, depending on what Asians you are, you're either not hairy and kind of like pale-ish, or you're like darker and have some sort of hair. Like Japanese people, I think most part don't really have hair, but I don't know. I have a decent amount of hair. I have too much hair. I need a haircut.
Yeah, there you go.
Is that a thing?
Not that.
Yeah,
I
Asians
don't.
don't really have any arm hair
I don't feel anything.
and no body hair.
I don't feel anything. You can
Yeah, I
shave
mean, like,
that.
I had to use stereotypes to defend myself because I wanted to be sure that I was going to win.
Stereotypes. I eat rice with chopsticks. Don't vote for me. Speaking of like Asian stereotypes, I don't think I really succumb to any. I do own a rice maker. I do eat with chopsticks. Why only noodles with chopsticks? Do I have any other Asian stereotypes that I don't think so. I would have to ask somebody else. I don't think I can ask myself that question.
Let's say they'd never seen my face and they're only talking to me, they would think I'm white. And that was the reason why I was voted off,
Yeah, he
because I
does
don't.
like sound
I sound
white.
too
whatever.
too much like a surfer dude. I grew up in the suburbs of Oregon, so
So raise your hand if you have any doubt and you would like to continue with the game.
I think we got them.
I feel like we got them.
I don't think so.
Who'd you think it was?
Josh, bro, I swear, my man, like.
All right. So if the lights turn green, we go to the mode out. If the lights turn red, the mode is still in the box and moves. And the lights turn green.
Oh! Oh my gosh, high five, guys. I can't.
They got the mole right off the bat though. I thought that was very unlucky to be honest, because it was just kind of random.
It was Vienna.
I wish she stayed a bit longer. I want to see how far she could have gone.
I definitely thought she was Japanese. The way she kind of spoke and the way she kind of carried herself.
I just assumed she was a quiet Japanese girl.
Last semester, I did take Japanese class. I could speak like a little bit. I'm not.
Bet
like,
she watched
fluent.
anime too.
I wanted to see if I was able to distinguish people, what differentiates people, or as well as what experiences have they gone through that I can also relate to.
Yeah, I feel very comfortable talking about my race and ethnicity because, yeah, it matters. Oh, shoot. Oh, I've never done that. It feels so good.
Well, that was it. That was quite a lucky one. I was hoping that the mole would stay a bit longer, but it was still fun. It was still a lot of Asian talk and, trying to pin somebody down for their Asianness. There are a lot of these episodes I might do more of. Let me know in the comments below what you think and whatnot. And, thanks for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Peace.